Shalom. Giving all first and foremost acknowledgement to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and of course double honors. Much respects to my teachers, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And I give sincere salutations to all that I can present in the bodies of living sacrifice, making sure that this word is preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, and just pretty much want to put my 2 cents on this whole topic dealing with Nick Cannon. After his show was canceled, due to the fact that he mentioned that the so-called African Americans here living here in America are the true Hebrews, the real Israelites. And I just did a video recently dealing with the fake Jews and the real Jews. So I'm not really gonna touch on who the whole subject dealing with the true Hebrews, the real Israelites. That's pretty much common knowledge by now, but the point being that, because, this information is getting out there now, and everybody's finding out and waking up to the fact that, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians are, in fact, the true Hebrews, you know. So, with that being said, and with all this information coming out, it's like, just trying to, explain it the best way that I can. Because what people gotta understand is, with this truth, possessing this knowledge, because the scriptures tell you, if you come to serve the Lord, you gotta prepare yourself because this is not gonna be an easy walk. You're gonna catch a lot of hell and a lot of scrutiny. Talking about these things, all right? Because this world is darkness, and it loves darkness, it loves sin and wickedness, all right? So now that the light is being shined, all right, you shine the light in a dark place, again, you're gonna catch a lot of controversy. You see the whole ordeal with this guy, Deshaun Jackson, you know, and coming out with talking about a quote from Hitler, because this is not, this information is nothing new, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, the nations for the most part, they've always known who we were, we're the ones that pretty much have gone away from our true heritage, but like I said, with all this information coming out, Esau sees the truth being sprung forth, right? You go to Second Esdras, Second Esdras 6, and I'm gonna start at 28. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched." All right, because like I said, we're coming into the time where the light is being you know put on the spotlight. The light is shown forth into this darkness. All right. So a lot of things are coming to the light. A lot of information is being brought out. You know, um, reading verse 28, it says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared." So you see, pretty much the truth is coming out. All right. Which again, beginning with the apostles and others, of course, been saying these things for years and decades now. But again, now, the Lord is stirring things up. All right, because it's getting close to the time for the elect of the nation of Israel to be delivered. So again, you're gonna have these things coming out, and even more so, you got these celebrities. A lot of celebrities that have been coming forth. They're waking up to who the true Hebrew Israelites are. But I always say this, and I'm sure other brothers, when they out there talking to people and whatnot, they say the same things. But I always say this when um, when I talk to individuals, because I do come across certain individuals. They say they know about the Hebrew Israelites. They know they're Hebrew Israelite, but I always say, because it's a lot more than just claiming that you're a Hebrew Israelite. All right. This thing requires, sacrifice. It requires work that needs to be done. All right. So it's like, what are you doing to pretty much contribute? You know, when you go to um, it's in Matthew's. I think it's this Matthew's 9:37. Yeah. Matthew's 9:37. It says, "Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few." So again, there's a lot of work that requires to be done when you become privy to this knowledge. And like I said, it's more than just saying that you're a Hebrew Israelite. All right, this is not a fad or a trend or anything. All right, what are you doing to contribute to the ministry? Or because again, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but when it comes to those who are doing the work, there's only a small remnant. All right, so I'll say that to say because again, a lot of these celebrities they're waking up, finding out this information about the Hebrew Israelites, but for the most part, they're not really doing anything to help the ministry, to preach this gospel. All right, because a lot of guys are giving a lot of people are giving this guy Nick Cannon so much credit for pretty much not apologizing or whatever the case may be. But again, um, I really won't. Speaking as a man, I don't see the whole point of giving this guy, at least for the meantime, I don't see the point in giving any credit to this dude. Unless he really um, just pretty much throw if he throws all that stuff away and he really humbles down and you know um starts doing his work while he can that's when I'll tip my hats off to him. But for the meantime, is he willing to is he going to say the hell with all the fame and the riches to do this work, to do this labor, you know because again, coming into this ministry, there's work that needs to be done. The Lord requires certain things of certain individuals, certain brothers, because everyone's lot is different. All right, some so other brothers, they can they're doing more things than others, but at the end of the day, it's about you know um pretty much giving up everything of this world, right? When you go to Matthew's 10:38, it says, "And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me." All right, so you see, um, because again, being in this ministry, there's a lot of scrutiny that you're gonna get, which again, you you see that with certain individuals like this guy Nick Cannon and Deshaun Jackson, but what do you see them doing? Um, individuals like Deshaun Jackson, he ended up, he with his whole ordeal, He said what he said, but he, went around and apologized, you know, for speaking the truth. All right, he's not pretty much he's not, or it appears that he's not willing to, um, you know, put off everything, you know, leave everything behind to follow and serve Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, that's just how it would appear. Because if you're a real man of the Lord, and if you're serious and sincere about this thing, you for speaking the truth, you shouldn't be sorry about anything. All right, and again, that goes for anyone. Because like I said, this whole thing with Nick Cannon, people are giving him praise and credit. Well, again, is he going to, you know, forsake everything, all that he has to come and follow and serve Yahweh Shem Shai? You know, when you go to same book, Matthews 19 and 29, it says, Matthews 19:29. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake shall receive an 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So when it comes to a real man of the Lord, for the most part, when it comes to the riches and the fame of this world, we could care less, all right? Because in the kingdom we're going to get it back, and even better in righteousness, all right? Because the scriptures talk about how the riches of this world is cankered, is polluted, is defiled, is corrupted, right? All these top athletes, they you know they play in the sports, and they pretty much they do what they do for a corruptible crown, all right? And the thing that we sacrifice so much for is for an incorruptible crown, all right? Because for the most part, most of us, before we came into this truth, I'm sure the majority of us, we inspire to be something in this world and in this place. We inspire to be great and whatnot. But again, coming into this knowledge, we forsake all that. Especially now with the information that's coming out, dealing with Hollywood and what these people have to do to obtain these riches and to keep them, you know, is thwarted to Yahweh Shem Shai, because again, we inspire to be to do these things, but again, everything in this world is corrupted and is polluted, right? And that's why we present our bodies as a living sacrifice, and that's why the beginning of some of these videos, I give sincere salutations to the Akim out there that are really putting their bodies a living sacrifice and making sure that this word is preached throughout the four corners of the earth. You have certain brothers there, whether they may be sick or they have all type of ailments or whatever's going on in their personal lives, they still make, out there on the highways and byways, doing videos, because this thing can be time consuming, and a lot of people, again, they're not willing to put forth the time and the effort to put into this truth. And again, making sure that this word is preached throughout the four corners of the earth to edify the elect, right? Because when you go to Romans 12:1, this is a sacrifice, all right? Romans 12:1 says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So it is our duty to pretty much feed the flock, edify the flock of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. All right, whether the people, whether they believe it or not. All right, that's not up to us, but our job is just to put this word out there, you know, and waking up the elect. All right. And again, that comes with a lot of sacrifices. That's why the precept I just pulled in Matthews 19, talks about forsaking your father, your mother, your children might you might end up becoming, for elders with, pretty much, grown children. You might have, they might have children. Their children might, turn against them, or you might have wives, or your woman, she might look at you sideways. Your mother, your father. This is all a part of the sacrifice. You might be sick, battling, diseases or whatever the case may be. But again, you still put forth the effort to make sure this word, man, this truth, this ministry is more important than anything, right? This thing goes far beyond, your mother, your father, your woman, your children. All right. So again, But again, a lot of these celebrities, they don't, they don't see it like that. They have a high status, right? They have money, or whatever the case may be, so they're not willing to, get down and dirty, right? And again, that's going to come to, their own destruction. All right. Um, go to Philippians, um, 3:8. I started verse 7. It says, "But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushua my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Hamashiach." So you see that, we give up everything to, pretty much win the approval of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Because, again, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want the kingdom. All right. We want to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, because again, in the kingdom, you're going to get everything back. You read about Job, how he started and how he ended. He received more than what he had in the end than what he had in the beginning. All right. And, that's what we strive for. We strive for that reward, that incorruptible crown. All these things, man, we count them as dung. Yeah, we do what we can to make do and survive with what we got in this captivity. But for the most part, um, we say to hell with these things, man. We can care less about these vain riches or whatnot. All right, real quick, 1 John 2:17. It says, "And the world passeth away in the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." So you see that, again, going back to the whole, being joint heirs with Yahushua. That's an everlasting kingdom. Okay, one that's not going to pass away, one that's never going to fade away. All right, but the things of this world, scriptures talk about how the fashion of this world, it's dying off. All right, people, here it is, wanting to do anything to keep, to have, some position in society. But, you know, um, but again, when when that dollar collapses, it's like, then what? You know, Floyd Mayweather, all that money he makes, and he likes to flash and taunt. It's not going to mean anything when the dollar collapses. That dollar, man, it has no, it's not backed by anything. It's worth nothing. It's just paper. But again, um, we strive for that incorruptible crown. The real riches, which is this truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, the hope that we have. All right, when you real quick, I think it's Revelations 2. It talks about Revelations 2:9. It says, "I know thy works and tribulation." So you see, because at the end of the day, the Lord knows what He knows what we're going through. All right, all the hell that we gotta endure. Everything that we put up with, all that we have lost and sacrificed to do this work for Yahweh Bashim Shai. He sees us, right? It says, "and poverty." So you see that, but though we're for the most part, a lot, most of us are broke. It says, "But thou art rich." All right, you see that, because we're rich with this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is real riches. You want to be stacking up on the your spiritual money. The hell with the money that's worth nothing in the society. The hell with that. The real riches is this truth, man. But again, a lot of celebrities, man, they talk a good game, but they're at the end of the day, they're really not about they're not about that life. you know um when you go to Colossians 3 and starting at verse 1, it says, "If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High." So you see that, we again just going back to the whole being joint heirs with Yahushua, and having rulership and dominion over you know different just the different galaxies and everything, the universe. You know that's and at the end of the day, that's worth the sacrifice. Putting off everything of this world. At the end of the day, that's worth the sacrifice. All right. In verse 2 it says, "Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth." Right? Because again, all the things of this world, man, is corrupted, it's polluted, it's defiled, and it's eventually it's going to fade away. But the ultimate reward, that's going to be something it's never going to fade away. All right. And it's going to be inherited to, again, the starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, under the rulership of Yahushai. All right, that joint heirship. All right, that's what we should really be putting your all your affection to. You know, again, that it is a real sacrifice. Because indeed, for the most part, we can be something in somebody in this world, but again, amen. Um, the riches of the riches in this society, man, they're gonna be friggin'. I mean, it's gonna be compared to. It's not gonna be compared to the lowest of the lowest Israelite in the kingdom, man. All right, real riches and real fame, real glory is coming. But we just, we gotta endure the things that we gotta endure for now. You gotta take the humility. We gotta take the lowly for right now. All right, like I said, at the end of the day, when the kingdom comes, it's all gonna be worth it. The reward is the reward that we're gonna get receive in the kingdom. It's like all that we had to endure in this short lifespan, this temporary life that we live, and it's not going to be compared to what we're going to receive in the kingdom. We endure this for a little while to receive everlasting glory and fame and real riches. Just for enduring for this little while in this temporary life. You know, that's what it's about at the end of the day. So that's why I say, what are you doing to contribute to the ministry? Because if you're not putting in the work, man, um, as well as faith, um, hey, man, you can just, um, you know, perish right along with, the world and the things that are therein, right? Because these things, man, they don't mean nothing. You have a lot of those, celebrities. You know, um, you look at someone like Mike Tyson. All the money that he made and all the things that he did in this world, and just to come back years later and say, it all mean, this stuff doesn't mean nothing. All those belts that he has, he just, hey, he admitted that, it doesn't mean nothing. It's pointless. All that money he made, he confessed that, he's glad that he doesn't have that money. But hey, man, little does Mike Tyson know, well, he because he was right, of course. All that money and all those belts and all that, it doesn't mean nothing. But little does he know, you just coming to the truth, um, you be a part of this thing, man, and you can receive real glory, man. You can receive real riches, all right? Because the real men of the Lord, man, they're gonna be kings, man. We're gonna be ruling over, pretty much the galaxy, man, all the known universe and the unknown universe. You know, we're gonna rule everything, man. So that's what we look forward to. Let me go to Luke 12:31. It says, "But rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you." So you see that, you know, when you go to Second Esdras, I believe it's the 14th chapter. It talks about the elect, and matter of fact, let me just get it real quick. Second Esdras, I think is the 14th. talks about those crowns. No, I think it's a 13. Let me try that. Second edge is 13. Damn, where's that at? Second edges. Let me look at pull up my apocrypha real quick. Because this is what the real men of the Lord, this is what they strive for. All right, this is the real, this is the real thing. You know, we don't care about, being accepted in this society and winning the approval of the so-called white man. All right. Let's see if I can find this. Bear with me. All right, so it's first Esdras. I was way off. First Esdras, the second chapter. All right, so first Esdras. I was way off. The second. So like I said first, I meant second Esdras. The second chapter in verse 42, it says, I Ezra saw upon the Mount Sion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. So this is talking about Yahushua, all right? When Yahushua shows up and he delivers his elect, those that made it, pretty much made it, you know, when you read on, it says, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So again, this is what we strive for. Those those crowns to be set forth on our heads, and to be exalted. All right. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Making it out of this place, not trying to blend in and be accepted, and getting settled in this place. We want to make it out of here. All right, because this is what we strive for. We want our big brother, our Lord Yahushai, to be setting crowns on our heads, and to be told, a job well done. That's every time I meditate on that, man, I just, man, it's get a little emotional about that, especially being the fact that again, having this truth, and doing this work, all we get is hate, man. All we get is just being treated like shit out here. So like I said, every time, to get real respect, basically, at the end of the day, because again, all we get is disrespect, man. So this is what we look forward to, man. We don't look forward to nothing in the society. All right. So again, are you gonna see these celebrities snap out of it and put forth and leave forth everything, forsake everything, all the riches and glory to do this work? More than likely not. But again, nevertheless, this work, still has to be done. So let me get this and I'll end it off. In Matthew's 9. It's like I think that was right. Matthew's 9, starting at verse. No, wait. Let me try 6. Matthew 6. Well, that's not what I wanted, but that's good too. Matthew 6 and 19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Yeah, so you see, because again, you know the riches of this world, man. This everything is all polluted and corrupted. You could save up money for the next 20, 30 years or whatever the case may be, but who's to say, Esau, he could take, he could take it all. He can tax you. All right. Then, let's say you die, they're just going to take it anyway. So again, we, for the most part, we don't care for none of this stuff. We do what we do to make it day by day and to survive. But at the end of the day, we're not thinking long term when it comes to this society. You know, is again, um, the riches of this world is corruptible. We want one of those incorruptible crowns, like like I just read. But this precept I'm looking for, where it talks about, damn, where's that at? Um, I'm trying to think. I know it's in Matthew's. Um, just look around real quick. Bear with me. Oh yeah, this is it. Matthew's 19 and 16. It says, "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into the life, keep the commandments." So, pretty much this young man is asking the Lord, Yahweh Shai, what to do to inherit the kingdom. And Yahweh Shai just told him, keep the commandments. Reading on, he says, He saith unto him, which Yahweh Shai said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And the young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I? So you see that, pretty much, the young man is asking, pretty much, what's he lacking? Yahushua told him, Yahushua said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. So you see that? Yahushua told him pretty much, because one thing that this young man was lacking, he was lacking charity. All right, so Yahushua pretty much told him to pretty much forsake everything, drop everything, because clearly this young man, he was very wealthy, but the Lord told him to drop everything, give to the poor, and pretty much forsake everything and follow him. And um, did this young man just willingly, accept that? Or reading on, it says, But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. So you see that, a lot of people, and this is why it's good. I hear the elder apostle Gabar talk about this a few times. It's good for us to be, that at the pretty much, at the borderline, you know, um, because it keeps you in a state of humility. You know, not too much, not too little, just enough to where you're constantly in need of Yahweh Shem Shai, because you get too much in this world, man. And for sure, it can get to your head. It could take you away from doing the work of the Lord. And things along that nature. So it's good to pretty much be at that borderline to where you have just enough just to make it. Because again, you get too much of something. Especially when it comes to money. Your whole attitude and perception, it can change. And again, you might start getting comfortable. You might start getting complacent, and eventually, the spirit might begin to leave you. So it's not good to have too much of it in this society, anyways. Just for the most part, you just pray for what's that which is sufficient for you. That that'll get you by. You know. Verse 23 says, Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So you see that it's rare for a rich man to pretty much humble himself down and come into this truth. you know, because again, hey man, um, it's a very rare thing. So a lot of people get all, you know, uppity up about celebrities talking about or mentioning the Hebrew Israelites. Well, are they doing anything to contribute to the ministry? Or are they gonna drop everything that they're doing to come into this truth and do this work? It's possible, but I highly doubt. You know, and like I said, when it comes to this whole thing with Nick Cannon, I'll give him credit when he says the hell with all of that, and he gives it all up, he forsakes it all, and comes in and does his work. When I see videos, um, you know, I'm watching other brothers or watching camp videos or whatever the case may be, and I see Nick Cannon out there, preaching the word. Then I'll give him right along with the brothers. Then I'll give him credit. But for now, again, just me speaking humbly as a man, I don't see it happening. So it is what it is. So that's all I wanted to touch on. Yahweh Ratazal, you were edified. Once again, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honors to my teachers, in whom I learned this truth from, beginning with the apostles, the elders, all the men of great millstone. All right, sincere citations. All right, and until next time, I say shalom.